So Dana White went live today on Instagram. It was posted by the UFC that he was going to go live a little bit earlier, so there was some hype around the live stream. Dana went live and announced this banger of a card for UFC 317. A banger. We all knew that Ilia Topuria was going to be fighting Charles since we saw Bilal lose to JDM, and we know that Islam's going to move up. But Islam posted a tweet the other day that if JDM won, he would not be vacating 155, and he would try to be double champ and hold both championships, lightweight and welterweight. That is not the truth. We all knew that was not the truth. You fight twice a year. You're not going to hold up 2 weight classes because you don't want to fight Ilia Topuria. You know what I mean? So Islam vacates the belt. We get Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria. Main event. Banger. Banger. Now, Charles' last fight, he went 5 rounds with Michael Chandler. Paddy Pimblett took Michael Chandler out of there in 2 rounds. So we could just compare the two right there. Do I think Ilia Topuria beats Charles Oliveira? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think Charles kind of stands a chance? No. No. The areas that Charles puts himself in his fights are like extremely dangerous. He's in the pocket a lot of the times. He's not scared to shoot. But you saw what happened with Charles when Charles fought Islam. Islam squeezed him so hard he was bleeding out of his eye. Okay? I do not think that Charles Oliveira has the fight IQ to get Ilia Topuria out of there. Now, I do believe that Ilia does Islam way more dirtier than he does Charles Oliveira. Charles, in my opinion, has a little bit higher fight IQ when it comes to standing up and trading and not being that scared of the takedown threat. Ilia Topuria is really not going to be looking to take Charles down. Charles is great off the back. Great at finding arm bars. Great at just throwing elbows off of his back. This is going to be a stand-up fight. Ilia is going to be looking to throw bombs, nukes towards Charles Oliveira. I think Ilia gets Charles out of here within 2. But the real question is Islam going to be coming back down to 155 after he fights Jack? After Islam fights Jack Della Maddalena, will he be returning to 155? I don't think so. I don't think so. The jump from 170 to 155 is 15 pounds. 15 pounds. That's a huge jump when it comes to fighting weight. That is a huge jump in weight. Islam is not going to be cutting an extra 15 pounds to go back to 155. Islam essentially, successfully ran away from Ilia Topuria. He heard that Ilia Topuria vacated the belt for Volky and moved up. Islam said, oh, he gets to do that? I'm not fighting this guy. Let me move on. I want to fight JDM if JDM wins. And he got his wish, and now Islam's at 170, which is just fucked. It's fucked because there's so many number 1 contenders up there. Sean Brady, Shavkat, Ian Gary, and then the winner of Joaquin Buckley, Kamaru Usman, plus Islam, plus Bilal. Welterweight is honestly full of killers, so there's going to be a lot more competition for Islam to be facing up there, because in reality, who did Islam fight at 155? Let's be real. He fought Charles, which is great. Great fight, great win. Then he fights Dustin, fights Moicano, fights Volk twice. Like, he really fought nobody in the 155 division. Legitimately. So I'm happy he's moving up to 170 so we can literally see Islam get exposed for the rat that he is. Because Sean Brady, I promise you, beats Islam. JDM, I don't know if he beats Islam. His striking was looking great, and his takedown defense was amazing. But I hope that JDM says, no, I don't want to fight Islam. That boy better get in line. That boy better fight a number 1 contender. That boy better get Ian Gary or Sean Brady out of the paint. There's too many number 1 contenders at 170. There is. But we're going to see how Islam does at 170 when he gets up. But for right now, Islam has left the 155 division. No more Dagestanis at 155. Praise the Georgians. The Georgians have gotten the Daggies out of here. Started with Marab, and now we're moving on to Ilia. The Georgians might be able to save MMA, boys, okay? Moving on. So we get Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for an actual championship, for the vacant belt. I'm totally going Ilia. I'm going Ilia. I'm just hoping that Ilia doesn't take Charles down. You take Charles down, I don't know if I'm going to pick you, But we're picking Ilia. He's short. He's gonna be loading up that right hand. He's going to be throwing fucking nukes at Charles Oliveira. Moving down. This is a double champ headlining pay-per-view. Amazing. We get Pantoja versus one of my ops, Kai Kara, France. Really should have been Manel Kepe, who's also on the same card. Kepe is on the same card as Kai Kara, France. That's all I have to say. But obviously, I'm going to pick Pantoja. Pantoja is so high level. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, they do have a similar opponent, a common opponent. It's Steve Erceg. Kai Kara France knocked Steve Erceg out, I'm pretty sure, in the first round. Pantoja took him to a 25-minute decision. But I don't like Kai Kara France, so I'm going to say that was a lucky hit. He got lucky off the draw. I'm going to say Pantoja just drowns him out with cardio pace. He's going to pace him out of the fight. Obviously, this fight is going to go to a decision. It's flyweight. When do we really see finishes in flyweights? You know what I mean? This is going to be a Pantoja masterclass. This is Pantoja's like 4th defense, maybe 5th defense. He's been active. He's out here, and all of his fights are bangers. All of Pantoja's fights are bangers, okay? We're going to go Pantoja. Should have been Kepe versus Pantoja, but it's okay. We're going to go Pantoja. We love to see the ops lose. We love to see them lose. Moving on to my main event. My personal main event. We got Paulo Costa, the Chad, versus a prospect, Roman Kopylov. Roman Kopylov is coming off of a few finishes. He's acting like a savage out there, but Paulo Costa is the Chad. Costa just lost to Sean Strickland in a kind of boring fight, you know. Costa was looking active, though. He was in there. He was squabbling up. We're going to take Costa, man. We're going to take Costa. He's getting older. He's getting a lot older. Kopylov obviously is young, but 2025 is not the year for the undefeated guys. It's not the year for the prospects. This is the year for chaos, okay? Chaos has been ensuing in the UFC all of 2025. Ilia left 145. Islam left 155. We're still not getting John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. Bo Nickel loses. Shara gets retired. Jose Aldo retired. Like 2025 is just the year of chaos for UFC fans. Okay, so I'm going to be going with Paulo Costa. Hopefully, my boy has a career resurgence. His career has kind of been down in the dumps a little bit, just a little bit, just a tiny bit with that weird loss to Whitaker and that weird loss to Sean Strickland, you know? My boy's kind of been dealt a bad hand. Paulo Costa, the last few fights. So, I'm going to hope that this is where we turn this shit around. We turn the ship around and we're going to be moving forward. Okay, Paulo Costa, please, please, stop going to Turkey and getting your hair fixed. We all know you're balding. Just shave it off. Just go bald. Be the real alpha. Who cares if you're balding? Just shave it off, okay? Moving on to a fight that was canceled. Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. This fight was originally scheduled when it was the Arman versus Islam card, and then Arman decided to hurt his back and pull out, and then Moicano went up there and got choked out in the first round. Maybe second round. Pretty sure it was first round. But Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano were the same age. Did you guys even know that? Beneil Dariush looks like he's 85 years old. My boy looks 60. Listen, I'm going to go with Beneil Dariush on this one. Moicano's coming off of getting completely humiliated in front of everybody in 1 minute when he sat here and said, "I would like to fight Islam. I'm one of the best in the division." Then he goes out there and gets embarrassed. I think Beneil Dariush is going to be able to capitalize on that embarrassment, and that second guessing that Moicano is going to do in that octagon, since Islam kind of did that to him. But I'm not a Beneil fan. I'm really not. I'm pretty sure this guy is the most disliked guy in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he has absolutely zero fans, Beneil Dariush. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I have nothing against him, but that's just my thoughts. Moving on. Why is 2 unranked heavyweights over the number 1 ranked flyweight in the world, and one of my favorite flyweights, Manuel Kepe? Why is that? Why is that? Can we fix that? Can Joan Tana Dint and Justin Tafa, can they move their ass to the early prelims, please? Like, nobody even cares. Let's be for real. Nobody cares. Not a single soul. Moving on. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kepe. Manel Kepe, the legend. He said a slur on regular TV, and then he also said a slur on pay-per-view, okay? Manel Kepe is a legend. He's a legend. His last fight, he's poking eyes. He's doing his thing. Brandon Royval, obviously, is a high-level flyweight contender. He's been in there. He's been squabbling up. He's been doing rematches all day. This is obviously going to be going to decision. This is going to be a high-level fight. I'm going to go Manuel Kepe by eye pokes and cage holding and glove grabbing. Manuel Kepe is a known cheater. And, hey, If the rules are in there, they're meant for you to break it. If the UFC allows you to break one rule and they won't yell at you, then why are you not breaking the one rule? You literally get a freebie in the octagon. You can poke somebody in the eye and you will get a warning. It's a warning for a reason. Utilize the warning. That's what I would do. That's what E-Rock would be doing. I would be poking in the eye. I think that is the best rule to break for the warning. That's me. Moving on to a banger. Jack Hermanson versus RoboCop. RoboCop is just a savage. He's like a monster from a video game. He doesn't go to sleep and he throws these fucking disgusting. He has disgusting power. Literally a monster from Resident Evil. Literally the monster from Resident Evil is RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. Jack Hermanson's also kind of a savage. He has squabbles too. This is just going to be a banger. An absolute banger. Honestly, for whatever reason, I always thought that Gregory Rodriguez was in light heavyweight, but my boy's a middleweight. This is going to be a banger fight. Banger fight. More than likely, fight of the night. Moving on, you know they had to put Tracy Cortez on International Fight Week. They had to. She's a fan favorite. She got the cakes. Hey, this is a pretty decent card. This is a pretty decent card. I would much rather have Ilia versus Islam. Much rather have Ilia versus Islam. But this is a solid card. Now, you know what else? You know what else? Dana announced Duplessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. What is going on? We just got two bangers back to back. Ilia versus Charles, and now Khamzat versus Duplessis. Yes, let's go. Duplessis in one. I'm going to say Duplessis in one. Khamzat Chimaev is going to come out super aggressive. He's obviously going to shoot the double leg in the first 5 seconds. Duplessis is going to hit him with a guillotine and flip his body over. And I don't know. Duplessis is just so goofy. You never know how this dude's going to walk in there and win. Okay? Duplessis is going to win this fight. Khamzat has no gas tank after 5 minutes. He doesn't. Gilbert Burns exposed Khamzat's stand-up. Gilbert Burns exposed your stand-up. Can we please talk about that? Okay? That's not a good statistic to have on your resume, okay? Usman, who has depleted knees, who has a 70-year-old person's knees, 70-year-old person cartilage in the knees, took you to a 15-minute questionable split decision. We are going Duplessis by literally whatever he wants. Duplessis has been training for this fight for a few weeks now. His training partners have been growing beards and saying, "Brother, I eat you," or "Brother, I kill you." Da 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 da. Like just getting mentally prepared for this. Duplessis got this in the bag. One of the most underrated champions in the UFC. It's definitely Duplessis. Okay, we're going with the boy. I don't know if he's gonna make Khamzat cry during the press conference. That could be a thing. Duplessis does make people cry. Okay, Sean Strickland, he made cry. Izzy had a little tears in the media when you know he called my boy Duplessis the N-word, but respect. My boy's been making people cry on the not the prelims, on fucking like G League fight promotions, on these weird other fight promotions. But we're going Duplessis all day. Okay, we're going Duplessis all day. Anyways, boys, it's your boy. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Peace out.